Greetings everyone, here we are with another delightful video. This time it's on Tabletop Wisdom, and today what I'm going to do, my specialty is more or less the more traditional classic stuff. I'm going to do a simple demonstration of how to set up a initiative that's very quick for when you go into combat with a party and doesn't spend a whole lot of time. This is probably the quickest way to do initiative that is core compatible to Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition 2014 and Dungeons & Dragons revised 5th edition 2024. So here we go. So this is my standard way of doing it. You get some simple piece of paper and simple line rule, and what I like to do is I like to go down to the bottom and put for whatever crazy reason, -4, -3, I accidentally turn that into a B, 2, 1, 0. The reason why I go with the minus range is simply just because every so often you'll have a monster in your adventure that is has a minus to its dexterity, which will result in a negative initiative position. And every so often, very rarely, you'll have a player that has a player's character that might actually have a negative to their initiative. So just in case someone accidentally, for whatever crazy reason, rolls a -4, I want to be prepared for that. Now, as you can see, I'm just going up the scale. And writing this all out. So I'm going to pause this for a moment and have it finished. So we now have it completed. As we got minus down all the way from down here to minus all the way up to +31. Trust me, if you have some crazy optimizers like me or a handful people in your group, you will literally run into a situation where someone might have a +10 or +17 or +15 or +17 to their initiative. And you want to be prepared for some wacky hijinks with it. Now, my favorite thing about cards is that they're a handy-dandy, easy way of having all your essential stat blocks right there. And as you can see here, the wolf has a +2 to his dexterity. So, if I were to roll up as a preparing act of preparation for this adventure, I could take a... Oh, where's my D20? Where's the D20? I can take a die and roll, and the wolf gets +2 on that. So I end up just writing down wolf. And then I can do that again. And that is a nat 20. As you can see. So this is really fun and auspicious for the channel. These are literally new dice my brother John, not the other John that's on the channel, but my brother John, who taught John how to dungeon master. So it's going to get a little confusing. Yeah. But anyways, you have now a wolf at the 22nd place. Now, what you're going to ask me quickie questions here is you got one wolf here and you got one wolf there. You can continue to keep rolling in more wolves. As this is a CR 1/4 monster, you can have about as many wolves as your party members are. So if you have 4 party members or 6, you can have 4 to 6 wolves. And it should still be approximately within happy zone of party level. Now, what you're going to ask me is, hey, in Dungeons & Dragons 2024, the new rule for initiative is if you get surprise, you have whoever is surprised gets disadvantage on their rolls. So how do you fix when you do like 5 or 6 wolves? How do you fix this with that? Well, the simplest thing to do with advantage is to treat your players as if they have advantage instead. So instead of the wolves having disadvantage on their rolls, you can give your players advantage instead. You can just flip the mechanic like the other way. Or you can go with the old standby rule from the 2014 version of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and treat a -5 or a +5 bonus for having advantage or disadvantage. So when your players roll their stats and they tell you, I have 11, you can treat it as if they've rolled 5 higher and put them in the 16th spot. Oftentimes I will draw a secondary line down the center here and put the players on the other side, or I'll put the players on this side as well. Sometimes I'll use this second side here as a phase 2, so just in case more wolves show up, I've already had a second wave of wolves already planned in. So I rolled and wrote down wolf, wolf, wolf on the other side. So I'm prepared just in case the party completely nukes this first wave of wolves. Or I could have the goblins that are manipulating the wolves be in the second phase, and when the players manage to take on the wolves, they might spot the goblins, and they might start attacking the goblins that are manipulating the wolves, or the spellcaster, or whatever. So, if your players happen to get surprised by the wolves, you can treat them as a -5, or tell them to roll with disadvantage as per the 2024 rules. Or, if the wolves are surprised, you just simply treat the players as if they've rolled 5 better. So if a player rolled a 10, he becomes a 15. Now, what happens if you have a player land on the same spot as a wolf? As a dungeon master, it is perfectly fine as you are writing in the players' stat positions. This is actually kind of funny because I got a nat 20 and a nat 1, but there was a 14, which is a 16, which is a total of 16 for a wolf. As you fill in wolves, you might decide to, hey, I got a wolf here, I got a wolf here, I got a wolf here. I will just put a wolf right here without rolling their initiative. And it's lickety split like that. Once you've done this setup, you can switch to using a mechanical pencil or a regular pencil for writing in players' characters. So like Bob, Luna, and so forth. And you write out the HP behind in the wolf, and you can put like an A or a B or a C or D or 1, 2, 3, 4 on here, and you're good. The reason why I use pencil for the players' characters is so I can erase them, and I can reuse this sheet again when I run this adventure for another group. That way I've done the preparation one time for Group A, and when I take this adventure to another place and run it for the players, all I had to do is just ask the players to write down, tell me their initiatives, or roll initiative, and I hear Janet, who is playing Sar, got a 20, and Vex got a 13, and Dur got 7, and Pass, I have to throw Pass in here because that is actually one of John's legendary characters that messed up one of my campaigns a good bit with a lot of his crazy crazy antics. Yes. So you have this sheet ready, you got the players, and as fast as they tell you what their initiative is, you write it in, and you're good, and you just go from there. Oftentimes I'll use a die, like one of my dreaded D3s, as a denoting marker as to where I am in the initiative. Or paper clips or something else from here. I might actually use a pen to denote whose turn it is. So Wolf 1's turn has ended. Now it's on to SARS. Then when SAR's done, Wolf 2. Then to Vex. Then on to Wolf 3. Then Dur. Then when Dur's done, it goes on to Pos. And then to Wolf 4. And it's just simple as that. It saves you ridiculous amount of time. So I've pretty much diced this whole scenario down in as many ways as possible. Feel free to share and promote this way of prepping your adventures, as this allows for you to have a sheet ready instantly, just in case your party gets into a fight with a bunch of wolves. And you could also just roll in another wolf here and there. Say, like, if you have a party that has 6 players, you can just roll another 2 times, and you find out, oh, there's a 1. And instead of having 2 wolves in the same initiative, you treat the second wolf as if it's 1 lower or 1 higher. And then you roll again, and you write in another wolf right in there. And it cuts down so much time. And if you ever, say, like, have 6 wolves or 8 wolves in an initiative, and you're going up, have this sheet with a party of 3 people, you can always just strike out a wolf here and there, treating it as if it's not there or already dead. And that way you can easily scale this as to whatever parties you got. So there you go. A faster way of doing initiative, pre-rolling initiatives for the monsters or the enemies. Simply asking the players to do their initiative and then writing it down as they give it to you. Preferably left to right or right to left, depending on how you feel with your group. So if you have everyone sitting around a table or sitting on Discord, you can just simply go from the top left corner to the bottom right corner. So left to right and then continue down. So there you go. I hope you have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month. And see you next time on Tabletop Wisdom.